Hey everybody, this is Karen here. Welcome to the process video for my Rudesheim Coffee Layout from my Rhine River cruise. Start off with, this was done during one of my Scrapbook with Me events, and I'm still using the Hope and Kindness Scrapbook collection from Close to My Heart. Picked this sketch out because I really like the dimensions of it and I thought it would be really fun. So I pulled out my scraps for this and we figured out the sizes. So we're looking at roughly an 11.5 by 11.5 basic background, and then you've got a roughly 8 by 8 for that size, 5 by 7, and then a 2 by 11. So I'm going to go through and start cutting my pieces to get everything pulled together for this. And I'm cutting my photo mats here and my base paper. I'm going to do a little bit of dry fitting just to see how I like the looks of this. So now I'm going to dovetail my banner piece and apply my pieces to the layout to see what I like, to see if this was what I want to have or if this is going to be too big, and figure out really what I like. Kind of the way I do all of my layouts is to just check it out at first. So I think this is how I'm liking these layers. I think this is what will work well. So let's see. So now that I've got this dry fit, I just want to make sure that I've got my sizes correct and that I like how this looks together, to see if there's anything that I want to trim down. And I'm going to play with the layout a little bit just before I start putting any adhesive on the back, because I definitely want to do that first. So what I'm going to do is also punch out a few little chevron pieces for my bottom of my layout, and I'm going to mat my photos. Now the sketch calls for 2 photos, but as I put this together I realized I didn't really like the 2 photos, so I just stuck with one main photo from this. So now that I've got all my pieces, I'm going to do some faux stitching here using a circle template I have and a very thin black marker, and I'm also going to do it on over the chevrons with the black marker, a few stitching lines. Now this sweet title, which I loved, I thought it was perfect with this Rudesheim coffee. This came from the Hope and Kindness die cut collection. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to also pull a few other little pieces of die cuts from that collection to help embellish my layout. But what I'm going to do is I like to add a little bit of dimension, so I'm going to take some of my foam tape, put it on the back of this to raise this up for the title. And I like the placement of this, and this is perfect for this layout. So I'm going to add this, and then I'm going to pull in a few other little die cuts and pieces from this collection to add some additional embellishments. I actually had a few hexagons that I had already pre-punched, so I'm going to put these together, add these to the layout again with some foam tape to get some dimension. And then once I do this, I'm going to add some journaling lines with my pen and my ruler. And then of course, because this was from my trip, I have to pull out the little newsletter I got on the ship to add my little bits of journaling, so make sure I'm not spelling anything incorrectly. So once I have this added, my layout is now complete, and I'm adding this to my album, which I'm using this whole Hope and Kindness collection for, which I really love for this trip. I hope you guys liked this layout, and I hope you guys enjoyed this process video, and look forward more process videos to come in the future. Thank you so much for joining me.